this full-length mat class today. My name is Emily. Today in class we are going to be working on finding the length in our movement. So grounding in one position while reaching energy out through another position or another part of our body. So today I have a squishy ball and a stretchy band. They are optional props, but I will be using them at various times and getting rid of them close to the beginning of class. So to go ahead and begin, I'm going to come sitting on my sits bones. I'm going to place my feet flat in front of me. I'm going to place my squishy ball above my knees. Give it a gentle squeeze so we can start working the inner thighs. Think of wrapping your glutes here. I'm going to take my stretchy band and I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to leave it flat as can be. I don't want it to be all crumbled up at this point. When we're doing these exercises, we're going to be working on articulation for a warm-up. I do have my feet separated here, guys. I'm not squishing them together. But what I don't want to see with the stretchy band too is I don't want to see your feet squished together. I want to see your big toe in line with your knees, in line with your sits bones, hopefully as close as you can get to it with the squishy ball. We want to roll our shoulders up, back, and down. Sit up straight and tall. Pull in on our abdominals, wrap our ribs. When we do these exercises, we don't want to use our biceps to pull up. If anything, we want to pull out to the side in a low V and engage underneath our arms and down the sides of our ribs. So to begin, I'm going to inhale, exhale, and just tuck my tail slightly. Draw my ribs towards my hips and hollow out from hip to hip. I'm going to inhale to articulate back up or untuck back up to sitting, and exhale to tuck just my tail. I should not be leaning back for this. So if you feel yourself leaning back to get there, that's not the correct position on this. I'm just tucking my tail, hollowing out my lower abdominals, coming back to neutral, leaving my shoulders rolled up, back, and down. I am engaged under my arms or in my lats. Continue. To keep my shoulders nice and wide, a nice wide collarbone. My ribs, I'm holding them in at all times and not allowing them to flare out on the inhale or the exhale. Give them a nice gentle squeeze on your ball with your inner thighs. One more here, and then we're going to go a little bit deeper. So tuck the tail, come back out. Now we're going to roll down to our sacrum, the triangular space from your tailbone to the backs of your hip bones. Inhale, exhale, tuck your tail first. Roll back to your sacrum. Really draw your ribs to your hips. Open up those shoulders and articulate back up. Try not to pull wide on the bands to help you back up if you're able to. Inhale, exhale to tuck. Exhale, articulate back. Don't lose that C-shaped curve. It should be a nice, gentle curve from the tip top of your head all the way up to your tailbone. And inhale to articulate back up. Untuck. Exhale to tuck. Articulate back to the sacrum. Here in this position, rolling back to the sacrum, we can really start to feel our belly button drawing down to our spine. Let's do a couple more. Squeeze in on the ball with your inner thighs. Good. My feet are still separated. The band allows you to find the articulation that we're looking for in our spine. Instead of just falling back, we can really use the pull on the band to help us find a nice curved position. And come back up. Now from here, you might have to bend your knees a little bit further. We're going to roll all the way down to our backs. Tuck your tail. Roll back to your sacrum. We're finding all the positions first, guys. And then articulate down, vertebra by vertebra. Roll your shoulders wide so you can flatten them on the mat. And inhale, drawing your ribs to your hips. Coming back to your sacrum. And you come up to the top. Untuck your tail and sit tall. Tuck your tail. Nice wide collarbone, nice flat shoulder blades. Coming down. And all the way down to the mat. Feel your lats engaging or underneath your arms engaging as you hold on to the strap here. Articulate up. You hit your sacrum area first. Articulate up. Untuck your tail. Tuck your your tail, come down to the sacrum. We'll speed it up slightly. It's still managing to find every part of the exercise from earlier. And tuck. And sacrum. All the way down to the tip of the head. Leave your collarbone wide as you begin to pull back up. Let's do one more. Find your sacrum. Leave a nice slight bend in your elbows so you can leave some engagement or muscle engagement in your body. Sacrum and untuck. Good. From there, we're going to go ahead and remove the ball. Keep it close by. We're going to use it again. I'm going to come down. We're going to be doing some footwork on the mat. I'm going to loop my band, but I do not want to use my biceps here again. So you're going to need to choke up on the band to where you need to. Stretching in the band is not a problem. When you place the band on your foot, make sure that you have some band coming over the tip top of your toes so you're not going to get, hopefully you'll get a little less rolling. I have the band on my right foot to begin. Inhale, exhale, articulate back. I'm going to bring my feet up to tabletop, true tabletop, guys. So I'm going to have an ankle point, but my toes are going to be pulled back as if I'm wearing a high heel. I'm going to reach my left foot down and just toe tap. I'm not placing my left foot down and let it hang out. I have engagement. I'm using my inner thigh to drop to the midline. I have my toe gently tapped against the floor, if anything. Otherwise, I'm gently hovering it. The reason it's here is to keep it out of the way of your working leg or the leg in the band. Inhale, exhale to curl up. Nice wide shoulder blades, nice and flat, nice long neck. Now press into the band. Feel your back hip bone grounding in as your toes press energy through the band. The band is assisting you in finding the length in the movement. So you pull it into a tabletop. Don't pull it in past that. We want to leave our hip bone completely grounded the whole time. So we're going to ground through our hip and shoot energy out of our foot as we reach it and pull. Again, I'm not using my biceps. I have a gentle bend in my arm, but my arms are at a V, so I'm not crunching in like this. My abdominals are doing most of the work. We're using the band to help us find the energy again, and that's it. And one more. Pull it into tabletop. Place your other foot in the band before you let go, so you don't have to let go and come back. Reach your right foot down to the toe dip tap, and then we're going to come into the ankle point, toes pulled back, and press it out and pull it in. So now we're rounding in through our left hip. We're reaching energy out through our left ball of our foot. Inhale and exhale. Wrap your ribs. Nice long neck. Nice wide open collarbone. Good. Here's 8. We're going to do one more set of 10 after this one, and then we're going to rest our head, neck, and shoulders for a moment. So come back into tabletop, place your other foot in, both in the high heel position with our ankles pointed, our toes pulled back, roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and press, squeezing our legs here, and pull it back. I'm in parallel, I'm grounding my sacrum. So I'm pressed in through my sacrum, grounding through my sacrum, and pressing energy out of my feet, guys. Oop. So easy to bend your arms in for your biceps to help, right? Strengthen and lengthen them back out. Really crease over your sternum and drop your belly button to your spine. Let's do 3 more. Shake out your neck. Pull your shoulders down. Good. And 1 more. Pull it back. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Leave your feet in the band. Good, guys. From there, we're going to adjust our toes with the band a little looser so that we're in a Pilates V position, but the same foot position with a nice point in your ankles, but your toes are going to be pulled back. Nice wide V with your arms. Inhale, exhale to curl up. We're going to frog. So press it out, zipping up through your legs. Again, grounding in through your sacrum, creating length by shooting energy from your inner thighs to squeeze your heels up through your feet and pull. And exhale. And inhale. Crease up deeper. Here's 3. And 4. Good. 5, 6, hollow out, hip to hip, wrap your ribs, drop your dumbbells to your spine. And really pull up on the muscles on the tops of your kneecaps as you press your legs out and pull it back. Now, parallel your feet, leave them flexed, but leave a little bit of your band over the tops of your toes and press. And pull back into tabletop and press. The reason that we do that is because we're keeping the grounding through the back of our sacrum as we reach energy out of our heels. We don't want to tuck our tail and lose that connection. Good. Nice wide arms. Flatten your shoulder blades. Woo! One more and hold it out. And now, point your ankles and flex your feet. And point the ankles, flex toes, and flex your feet. And point and flex. Good, only a few more. Keep it going. Woo! If you lose it, keep it going too. Pull it into tabletop, rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Hold on to your knees. Go ahead and give it a nice gentle rock from side to side. If you lost your band like I did, no big deal, right? We are going to, however, put our band back on our toes. We're going to keep the same position that we just had for hundreds, and we're going to move our arms up and down. When we're moving our arms up and down, our sacrum is going to be grounded so strongly, and so much energy is going to be shooting out of our feet that our arms moving is not going to move our legs up and down. And it's not going to cause a rocking in our sacrum. So, legs to tabletop, arms up. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, curl and stretch your arms out long. Wide shoulder blades. Begin pumping. Inhale. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wrap your glutes. Drop your belly to your spine. Pump. 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, your feet are staying in place in the same position in the air. You've grounded through your sacrum. Dropping your belly to your spine. Don't crunch your chin to your chest, but don't look up like this and create unnecessary stress when you're out. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Final set. Don't rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Draw your knees into tabletop. Now rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Remove the band, place your feet down, walk them out so they're a little wider than hips distance, and gently windshield wipe your legs from side to side. Your hip will gently float off on the side that you're rocking away from, but leave your 12 ribs on your back on the mat still. Go and place your band down. Good. Hold on behind your knees. Rock up to sitting by drawing your ribs to your hips and dropping your belly button. We're going to take our squishy ball. We're going to be doing rolling like a ball. For those of us with osteoporosis, osteopenia, lower back or neck problems, please just do the contraction series for rolling like a ball prep that we'll talk about in a moment. Otherwise, after we do the contraction exercises, we will be moving on with rolling like a ball. One of my favorite variations of rolling like a ball is when you place it right where your thigh and your booty meet, and then you squeeze it into place with right above your heel and right below your calf behind your ankle. Now you're going to round in, look in at your belly button right here. You're going to draw your shoulders up, back, and down. You're going to hold on anywhere from below your knees and above your ankle and hover your feet off of the mat. Now, you don't want to lose the ball, so you have to maintain a nice hamstring squeeze on it. Nothing too hard, nothing like that, but definitely activity. So we're going to take an inhale and exhale. Draw your ribs towards your hip. Keep a nice even curve from the tip of your head out through your tailbone. Drop your belly button to your spine and wrap your ribs. Release. Inhale. Exhale. Contract again. Release for the final contraction before those of us moving on to rolling like a ball. And contract. Again, those of us with osteoporosis, osteopenia, lower back or problems or neck problems, please continue with this. Otherwise, we're going to inhale, squeeze our glutes, roll back to the tips of our shoulders, exhale to roll back up. Keep it going. You might find that by doing this, you have less flat tiring. That's what I find for my body, that is. It's a lot harder. There's a lot more lower abdominal control. And inhale. Exhale. Make sure you're not rocking back to your neck. Roll your shoulders up. You don't want to round in on your shoulders. Let's do 2 more. Oh, I missed that one, so I'm not going to count it. 1 more. Great job, guys. From there, we're going to go ahead and remove the ball. I'm going to scoot back slightly. I'm going to find my band again. I'm going to half it. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not wrapping it around our feet. We're just using it for a nice wide shoulder blade position. Coming into spine stretch, I'm going to separate my feet, hip distance or a little bit wider. If you have tight hamstrings or low back issues, please feel free to sit on a wedge or a small pillow to lift yourself up so you can really pull up on the muscles on top of your kneecaps. If this is not an option for you, pop your knees slightly, press your heels into the mat. We're going to take a band, we're going to hold it. So when we pull it back, we're going to pull back. It's going to come right to underneath our pectoral muscles or our bra strap or our sternum or 12th rib meat. Then we're going to pull it apart. I have a nice gentle bend in my elbows. I'm really engaging underneath my arms, pulling my shoulder blades apart and flat down my back. So, come right here, I'm going to inhale, creasing at my sternum. I'm not dropping my hands down to my knees. They're staying in the same place as if they're resting on a table. I'm going to exhale to reach my arms forward. My head's going to come, my ears are going to come between my biceps. I'm going to inhale to pull back. I'm going to exhale to uncrease at my sternum and inhale. Exhale all your air as you reach forward. Inhale to pull back. Exhale up. We have 2 more of the 4 count breath, and then we're moving on to a 2 count spine stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to pull back. And exhale up. Never lose that rib connection. Do not lose your pull on the stretchy band. Inhale. Now keeping all the same elements, we're going to inhale down and exhale back up. So inhale, crease at the sternum, continue to inhale to reach across the legs, exhale to pull back, continue to exhale to pull up, and inhale. It doesn't mean to rush it. It just means to change the breath pattern. One more. Go ahead and release your arms. Shake them out. If you were holding onto them like I was, they're probably a little sore. We're going to go ahead and place the band down by your feet. We're going to do an open leg rocker, into corkscrew, into scissors, into double leg lower lift, and then saw. Don't worry. I'll continue to remind you. We're going to scoot our booties forward towards our heels. Again, this is a rolling exercise. So those of us with osteoporosis, osteopenia, lower back issues, and neck problems, please just do the modified warm-up exercise for this exercise that I will teach in a moment. Otherwise, everyone else can continue on. I'm going to shift this way to show the exercise, and then I'll face to the side to do the actual open leg rocker. I'm going to tuck my tail, look in at the space between my heels and my booty on the mat. I'm going to hold on to my ankles. From there, I'm going to pull my ankles, pull away from my ankles, pulling down my leg to engage underneath my lats and widen my shoulder blades. From there, I'm going to extend my right leg and lower. You can extend as far as you can, or if you're very, very inflexible, or you have perhaps a little bit less mobility, let's call it, so you don't even have the ability to come to here, you can place your hand behind your knee. Nothing wrong with that, and also, if this is the first time you're doing this, and you are unable to maintain a balance, please place your hands behind your knees as well. Now let's open both legs and close. I know that there are many people who cannot straighten their legs, but when you're practicing, it's nice to try to practice the straight leg to get the nice stretch. Okay, everyone stay at the top unless you're continuing on this exercise, then continue at your own speed. We are going to pull down on our legs, engage underneath our arms. Inhale to roll back through toes to our shoulder blades. Exhale to roll back up. Inhale back, belly button to spine. Wrap your ribs. Reach energy through your feet, guys. Pull it up as you pull down. So ground in through the backs of your tail as you pull up and reach energy through the top of your head and your feet. So you're grounding at the bottom of your V and you're reaching energy out of the top, at the very top. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. Now for a challenge, bring your feet together, reach them long, articulate down, bring your feet up. Platform your arms wide. So we're grounding in through our sits bones. We're not tucking at any time. We're platforming through our shoulder blades, suction cupping them to the mat, sinking 12 ribs in, wrapping our ribs, rolling our shoulders up and down, pressing from our fingertips to our elbows to our shoulders. Now, going to the right first, we're not lifting a hip, so our legs are going to rub against each other to accommodate going in a circle around. We are squeezing them together, but this is 12 o'clock. I'm going to bring my legs over to 3. So my legs are going to rub against each other, making my right leg longer. When I bring my legs down to 6, they'll be equal. When I bring them over to 9, my left leg will be longer because my right hip is grounded. And when I come back to 12, they're equal again. My sacrum is completely grounded. So at 12 and 6, my sacrum is completely grounded. At 3 and 6, my sacrum is completely grounded. But my feet are equal at 12. My feet are equal at 6. But they're different lengths at 3 and 9. So I'm going to go to the left. My left foot's going to be longer. I'm going to bring it down. Still grounded through the sacrum, reaching energy out of my legs. And to the right. And draw them back up. Now I'm going to go 3, and 6, and 9, pressing in through my body, and 12, no tucking at the top, and 9, and 6, really ground, and 3, and up, and flat shoulder blades, equal feet, left foot longer, and up, and now my left foot's longer, equal feet, right foot's longer. Wrap your ribs. Let's do 1 more to each side. To the right. And down. To the left. And up. Left. And down. To the right. And up. Good. Guys, so go ahead and flex and point your feet real fast. From there, I'm going to inhale. Exhale. Reach up towards my ankles. I'm going to extend my left foot away as I reach my right leg for my nose, and I'll give it a gentle tug. I'm not bouncing my body up to reach my foot as I do scissors. So I'm not going like this. I'm letting my leg come to my hands, and then I'm widening my elbows to pull it further. And I'm coming in, and I'm widening. Guys, at no point am I raising my hip off the mat for the leg that is stretching. I have grounding through my sacrum again. Good. I don't care where you're reaching for this. I don't care how long or wide your scissor is. I just want your sacrum to be grounded as you shoot energy out of your toes. And wide elbows, so we're not crunching up towards our ears. You can reach all the way up to your foot if you're able to, with a grounded sacrum. Good. Reach your feet up to the ceiling. Pilates for your feet. Lace your fingers, head in your hands. Weight your head in your hands, so your abdominals are doing the work. Wrap your ribs, crease over the sternum, go down 1, 2, 3. And then lift after the exhale. So don't lift until you exhale. And now stop, 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 and lift. Stop, 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 and lift. As you exhale, watch your belly sink first. And down, 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 and lift, and down, 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 and lift. Let's do 1 more. Down, down, and lift. Don't rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Bend your knees into tabletop. Hold on behind your knees. Exhale to rock up, press back, separate your feet. Hip distance are a little bit wider. We're going to go into saw before we go into a modified swan dive. So I'm going to pull up on the muscles on tops of my kneecaps again. Hamstrings, low back problems. Pillow or pop your knees and press your heels into the mat. Bring your arms out to a T, slightly forward. Press down, wrap your ribs, draw your abdominals up and in. Rotate to the left. Excellent, dive down. Articulate down to soft your baby down. And articulate back up, head's the last thing to come up. Come through center, growing taller. Finding the length. Rotate to the right and dive down. Reach for your toes, you reach your hand at the back. Articulate back up. Growing taller as you untwist through center. And to the left. Articulate up. And through center. And to the right. And articulate up. Through center. Left. Really drawing your belly to your spine. Really wrapping your ribs. Feeling the twist. Try not to signal your hand like I just did at the back. Try to leave a straight line from your fingertips to your wrist, to your elbow, to your shoulder. Final one, over to the right. Oop, I did it again, and back through center. Place your hands by your side. Shake your legs to the center. Rock up onto your right hip. Swing your legs behind you as you lay back down. We're going to be doing a modified swan dive, and then we're going to be going into neck pull. So let's all enjoy the swan dive, huh? All right, I'm going to come down. I'm going to squeeze my inner thighs, squeeze my glutes, drawing my legs together, gently pressing my pelvis into the mat so that I'm not popping my hips. I'm going to squeeze my glutes to lengthen down the front of my thigh. I'm going to draw my belly up and in and wrap my ribs. My palms of my hands are on the mat, underneath my shoulders. I'm squeezing my biceps and my elbows in towards my ribs and hip. And I'm really doing it by engaging my lats. My neck is nice and long. Let's just do one nice swan prep to begin. So I'm going to inhale. Beginning with the tip top of my head, I'm going to begin to articulate up, pressing my shoulders down my back. Squeezing my glutes, draw my belly button to my spine. If I find that my back is hurting here, I'm going to draw my belly to my spine even tighter. If that's not working, I'm going to squeeze my legs together. And if that's not working, I'm going to come into a child's pose. I'm going to articulate back down. From there, I'm going to inhale up. I'm going to engage my glutes and hamstrings now because this is where the modified swan dive is going to begin. I'm going to shoot my arms out in front of me as my legs pop up the back. I'm going to slide my hands back underneath my shoulders as I press back up into a swan. I'm going to begin to make my arms light, bring my arms in front of me. At no point am I falling wildly down to the mat. My shoulders are down. If I feel them go like this, I'm not going to come up as high. Release my arms, squeeze my legs, pull my arms under, and pull up. Release my arms and legs, and reach. Reach the energy out of your hands. Reach the energy out of your toes. Pull my hands back under, and press back up. Release hands, squeeze legs, reach my energy. I'm going to begin to pull back up. And then I'm going to articulate down, 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 down. I'm going to shake up my lower legs, rock them out. Press up into a quadruped position. Come seated on my booty. Reach my feet out in front of me. My heels are directly underneath my knees. My knees are directly underneath my sits bones. From there, I'm going to place my fingertips so my middle fingers are touching each other in the center. I'm going to place it in my third eye area between my eyebrows. I'm going to drop my shoulders down my back. I'm going to leave my elbows wide the whole time. Try not to squeeze them in, rounding into my shoulder blades. Flex up on your feet. Here, if you have tight hamstrings or low back, don't sit on the pillow or the wedge. Just pop your knees slightly and press into the mat. I'm going to inhale to come into a flat back, as if I'm stuck between two panes of glass, and then I'm going to tuck my tail, articulate down into the mat. Inhale to come over into the C-shaped curve like you wouldn't roll up, round over my legs. Inhale to reach up to a flat back position, finding length from my tailbone reaching down to the mat and the tip top of my head reaching up to where the wall is feeling me. Then I'm going to stack my spine, Grounding through my sits bones, sitting up tall. Inhale, reaching back, shooting energy out of the top of my head, so lean back, tuck my tail. Inhale, ground through your belly, pull down on your sacrum as you reach forward over your legs. Articulate up to a flat back hinge position. Sit up, tall, 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 growing taller. Flat back hinge back, tuck your tail, and articulate. Inhale, wide elbows, wide shoulder blades. And up, and inhale. And inhale, reach. Don't look at the wall ahead of you. Look down at the end of your mat, and up. Inhale, shoulder blades down your back. Tuck your tail here, just like we practiced in the warm-up. Inhale, look at that flat sacrum, just like in warm-up, guys. And now flat back hinge up. Really feeling a nice hamstring stretch. And up, this is the final one. Let's make it the best one. If you'd like a challenge, lace your fingers, place them behind your head like a double leg stretch. Flat back hinge back. Tuck your tail. Articulate down. Really reaching the head for the feet. Hinge up into a flat back. And come all the way back up to sitting. Guys, that was great. From here, I'm going to flatten my feet, pop on my knees. Bring my glutes to my heels. Hold on. Articulate down. Walk my feet in so that my legs are squeezed together. We're going to be doing some bridging. Platform my hands down by my side. Nice wide open collarbone. Tuck my tail and articulate up to my shoulder blades. We would like a straight line from our knees to our hips to our shoulders. Go ahead and take a look at your hips now. If you have one hip, that's fine. Let's go ahead and work on straightening that now. We're going to need to fix anything now for the one-legged bridge that we're going to be doing in a minute. Articulate back down. Tailbone's the last thing to hit. Bring it into neutral spine. Tuck your tail. Peel your spine off as if you're peeling Velcro off. And really ground in through your heels. I don't have any weight in my toes here. I'm squeezing my inner thighs. I'm wrapping my glutes. I'm going to articulate down as if I'm trying to grow taller and sit on my heels. Finding the length of my tailbone as I try to reach for my heels. Tuck your tail and reach up. Ground through your shoulder blades as you squeeze your glutes up and press your knees, energy out of your knees. Reach your tailbone as you come back down. Good. Draw your right knee into tabletop. Extend your right leg to the ceiling. I don't want it back too far. I want it straight up and down. When we articulate up, we don't want our leg to be coming back to our head. We want it going straight up, like a nail that's being driven straight up to the ceiling. And tuck your tail. And lift and squeeze. Now take a look at your hips. Make sure they're even. And articulate back down. Growing longer in your spine. And articulate up. Squeeze the glutes. And back down. On this next one, we're going to be adding on some fun footwork. Inhale, exhale. Articulate up. Now flex your foot to lower it. Don't drop your knee below your other knee because we don't want your hip to drop, and point it up. And lower. And lift. Squeezing on that glute. On both sides and lift. And now bring your foot across your body an inch. And away from your body an inch. Not too far. You shouldn't feel your knee going in or out to accommodate this movement. Come back up to the center. 3 small circles the size of your squishy ball across your body. And up. Squeeze your glutes. And away. And 2. And 3. And articulate your spine down, growing taller. Place your foot down on the mat. Extend your left foot up. Straight up to the ceiling, guys. Like you're driving up a nail and then driving right into the ceiling. Inhale, exhale to articulate up. Take a look at your hips. Squeeze down on your glutes. Articulate back down. And tuck your tail and articulate up. And down. Good job, guys. One more. We're going to be adding on the leg work at the top of this one. Tuck your tail and lift. Take a look. Make sure both hips are even. Flex your foot and lower. And up. Again, don't drop past your knee on your bridging leg and your supporting leg. 3. And up. Now across the body, and then inch away. Inch across, inch away, inch across,
Enjoy. Now 3 small circles to sides of your squishy ball in each direction. 2 and 3 and reverse. Squeeze it around your glute. 2 and 3. Stop your leg. Articulate down. If you have hip problems, draw your knees into tabletop or draw your knees into your chest and rock gently from side to side. Oh, good job, guys. From there, we're going to bring our knees to tabletop, raise our hands up to the ceiling. Inhale, exhale to curl up, creasing over our sternum. Interlace your fingers, put your hands behind your head, make your head heavy in your hands, make your abdominals do the work, elbow to knee. Extend your left leg and rotate towards your right. Extend energy out of your foot, grounding through your left hip bone. And rotate to the left, extending your right leg. As you ground through that back hip bone on the extending leg, you'll find it's harder to float that hip up. If you have a bad habit of floating the hip up when you rotate from side to side. Let's speed it up slightly. Exhale. Another thing that will help you, don't pull your knee in like this. Try to leave it as much at tabletop as you can as you rotate across. Good. One more to each side. Now don't lose your head. Grab on behind your legs. Inhale, exhale. Articulate up. Good job. Press back. Extend your feet long in front of you. Again, for tight back, tight hamstrings, you can place a wedge or a pillow underneath your tailbone for this, or pop your knees. Take your arms, give yourself a hug. Don't hug so tight that you're rounding them though. Just a nice wrap across your ribs, right underneath your pecs. Inhale, exhale, rotate to the right. Inhale through center, growing taller. So rotate to the left. This is your spine twist. Come back through center. Place your elbows on your shoulders. Bring your elbows forward slightly. Don't move them from this position and rotate. And rotate, draw your belly button to your spine as you twist. And grow taller through the center. And twist. And grow taller through the center. If your person swings your arms to increase your rotation, please continue with this variation or the rib wrap variation, or place your hands in a T. Slowly twist. Do not move your arms. And through center. And come back through center. I can see my arms in the same position as I rotate as they are in the center. I'm not swinging my arms behind me to increase the torque on my spine. So I'm getting a true spine twist here rather than trying to just get further in my spine twist. Good job, guys. I'm going to come down onto my right side. I'm going to be laying on my side. Please do not sit up on your forearm here. We are finding the length today. So we really want to reach the energy out of the tip top of our head down through our toes. We're going to flex our feet. Pop our foot up to hip height. Pop your hand on your hip. We're going to swing our foot forward, shooting energy out of our heel, and squeeze our glutes to bring the hip back. Don't allow your hips to rock too drastically. There will be some slight rocking in your hips, but you shouldn't be going like this and then rocking forward like this. So let's keep going. I have a slight lift in my side closest to the mat. I'm lifting my obliques off of the mat. I'm drawing my belly button toward my spine. I'm not tucking my tail. My leg is staying at the same height the entire time from the floor. So I'm not lifting it up or lowering it anywhere. Squeeze it back one more time. Now stack your feet. Point both of your feet flat on the mat. Reach energy out of your toes, especially out of your top leg and out of your head. Point to float it up and flex to lower it. And point to lift and flex to lower. And point, don't allow sinking to happen in your side. as your leg comes up. And inhale up. Rock forward slightly on your thigh so that you're not crushing your lower back. Let's do 2 more. And now, hover your foot up to hip height, leading with your heel. So don't rotate in. We're turned out the whole time. We're going to tap our foot, heel in the front, and bring our heel over and reach our heel to the back. A lot of times it's a lot easier to tap your heel in the front. My heel does not reach the mat in the back. I'm not twisting my lower body to get there though. I'm just reaching energy, feeling the length. Tap and wrap your ribs. And 1 more. And back. Good. From there, I'm going to press up. I'm going to sit onto my right hip. Swing my legs around to come onto my left hip and come down to lying. The transitions are just as important as the exercises, guys. If you're flopping around to get to them, you could be hurting something somewhere by not getting into the positions correctly. So, we're going to come down to lying on our arm, using our arm as a pillow. Lifting up out of our side, closest to the mat. Flexing through our feet, lifting our leg up to hip height. Shooting energy out of our heel, shooting energy out of our head, bringing our hand towards our hip. Point to kick it forward, and flex to pull it back with our glutes, not by rocking in our hips. Rock forward slightly in your thighs. Good. And inhale, and exhale. Here's 5. 6. Ooh, it always hurts a little bit worse on the second side, doesn't it? Make sure that you're stacking your hips and you're not sinking in your side and you're not rounding in on your shoulders. The reason we're placing our hand on our hips is so we can create length in all parts of our body for this. 1 more. Bring your feet on top of each other. Point them and turn them out. Rock forward slightly in your thigh again. Point to get up and exhale to flex to lower. And inhale and exhale. Now don't sink in your side as you lift. And keep that lift as you flex to lower. Equal lift on the up and the down. And now point and flex. And point. Flex, 2 more, and float it up, and squeeze the inner thighs down, and 1 more, and down. Float your foot up to hip height, shooting energy out of your toes on the point, shooting energy out of your head, tip of your head, leading with your heel, rainbow tap to the front, and rainbow reach to the back, but don't rock back on your hips. Stay forward on your thigh the whole time. You'll know if you're rocking back because it'll feel light on your thigh. Heel, and you'll feel rotation of your femur or your thigh bone in your hip socket as you really work those glutes to rotate it back and forth. 1 more. Good. We're going to roll over onto our back. I'm going to scoot down on my mat just a little bit. Reach my hands down by my side. We're going to be moving into some teaser work. We're going to be doing 2 exercises today. We're going to be doing traditional teaser, and we're going to be doing a modified boomerang. Inhale, exhale, reach your fingers long, creasing over your sternum. Begin to exhale, reaching energy out of your toes, making your legs heavy, reaching out with your sternum. When your sacrum starts to lift, reach up. And now keep your energy coming out of your fingers and your toes as you tuck. When your sacrum hits, begin to float your hands and your feet down. So your head, hands, and feet all hit the mat at the same time. Inhale. Reach your toes here. Exhale to float it up. Now, do 3 arm circles away from your body. And now 3 arm circles towards your body, using your lower abdominals to keep that lift on your legs. Woo! Reach your arms and legs. I'm starting to loosen. And exhale to lower down. That's what I get for looking around, right? Inhale. Reach. And reach up. And now lower an inch and lift an inch. And lower and lift your abdominals, lift. One more. Reach your fingers and toes long. Tuck your tail. When your sacrum hits, lower down. Now, holding on behind your knees. Rock up to sitting. Boomerang is a traditional mat exercise for those of you who are not familiar with it. To begin, I'm going to cross my right thigh over my left. I'm not just crossing my ankles without any energy in my legs. I'm shooting energy out of both of my legs, extending them long, crossing my thighs. From there, I'm going to place my hands down by my sides. My hands are going to slide back towards my hips. I'm going to begin to bend my elbows to the mat. I'm reaching up. I'm going to float my legs up with my lower abdominals. I'm going to switch my legs in the ceiling. From there, I'm going to press up with a tricep press. Keeping my legs in a crossed teaser, I'm going to bring my arms forward. I'm going to come up to sitting. And I'm going to reach my arms forward as I fold over my legs. This is an extremely modified boomerang, guys. I'm going to pull my hands back to my hips. I'm going to bend at my elbows, tricep bend, to come down, tucking my tail, to come down into a forward position. I'm going to use my elbows to lift my legs up. I'm going to switch the flip of my legs. I'm going to tricep press up. I'm going to float my arms forward in the teaser. As my legs come down, my body's going to come up. I'm going to flip over my legs, reaching my arms up by my ears. I'm not collapsing over my legs. This is hard, but we want to maintain the work. We want to maintain the scoop on our lower abdominals. Pull my arms back. We're going to have two more, and for those of us who have no shoulder issues, we are going to add on. Pull back, bringing my hands to my hips, tricep press, bringing it down, lifting my legs, flat sacrum, flip my legs, tricep press up, reaching my arms up. No shoulder issues, I'm going to reach my arms around. I can interlace my fingers or leave them just back. I'm going to reach forward, circling my arms back up and around towards my feet. I'm going to articulate my spine back up, 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 up to sitting. I'm going to tricep press, lean back, using my abdominals to lift my legs. Flip the switch of my thighs, tricep press up. No shoulder issues, reach forward. Reach arms up by your ears and around as if you're doing breaststroke. Reach back. Press your arms up and over your head, reach it forward. And come back up to sitting. Great job, you guys. From there, we're going to go ahead and roll over onto our stomachs. We're going to do some swimming. Just like in Swan, we're going to draw our belly buttons up to our spine, wrap our ribs, squeeze our inner thighs and our glutes. We're going to inhale, exhale to lift our arms and our legs, drawing our belly button towards our spine. Small swimming, we don't want to rock in our body. And we're going to inhale and exhale, shooting energy out of our fingers and out of our toes. Try to leave your biceps by your ears. And wrap your ribs. And one more. Good. From there, we're going to release down to the mat. I'm going to pull my hands back to the swan position. I'm going to tuck my toes. So my toes are tucked, my toes are apart, and my heels are in a Pilates feet position. I'm going to do a press up from there into the push-up position. I'm rocked forward on my toes. So I'm squeezing my inner thighs in a plank position. I'm drawing my belly up and in, wrapping my ribs. I'm going to float my right leg up by using my glutes and lower. And float my left leg up and lower. Draw it up and in. Widen your shoulder blades. Pull the mat apart as you float your right foot up and down. And your left foot up and down. And one more. One more. Don't move your upper body. Drop your knees. Flatten your feet. 3 tricep push-ups. 1 and lift. And 2. I have energy shooting up out of the top of my head here. And 3. And press back. But don't move your hands. And we're going to press back out. Now, for those of you who would like to add on, tuck your toes, lift up into a plank. Whew, these are not pretty for me, but I'm going to tricep press and lift and lower and lift and lower and lift. going to walk my left hand towards my right. And from there, I'm going to flip my body over so that I'm in a reverse plank. For those of you who find this challenging, please come into a quadruped position. I'm going to come over onto my booty. I'm going to place my hands back a little bit distance from my hip. My fingertips are right at the base. Point my feet long. Squeeze my glutes, lift, widen in the shoulder blades. Now, just as we did the leg raises in front plank position, or in the traditional plank position, we're going to raise our right leg up and lower, and our left leg. Squeeze your glutes. And your right leg. Find the length by shooting energy out of your toes. One more on each side. Woo, I'm sweating. I don't know about anybody else. And now pull your hips back to your hands. Round over your legs. For just a nice relaxing stretch. Guys, we have one more exercise. Well, one more series of exercises. We're going to be doing some side bends. 2 in each position. We're going to be doing mermaid, modified side bend, and then full side bend. For those of us who are more comfortable in one of the variations, please just continue with that variation. Otherwise, let's start with mermaid. I have my legs stacked. My arms are out at a T. I'm going to place my right hand down, bending my elbow in, reaching up for the wall and the ceiling. Not rocking back, not rocking forward. I'm as if I'm between 2 panes of glass. I'm pressing into the mat, pulling down on my shoulder so I can lengthen the side closest to the mat as well. Straighten your arm, up to sitting, float across, reaching, don't crumple. Reach energy up, so I'm pressing down into my thigh so that I can reach up even further on my bending side, or on my side that's perhaps a little bit more compressed, let's call it. And reach up and over. Reach up out of that side, wrap your ribs, and come back up. And reach the opposite direction, and come back up. Now, let's go ahead and place our knees directly on top of each other. Bring your hand a little bit in front of your body. Your wrist is close to underneath your shoulder blade, but it's not right next to your hip. That'll give you no room for movement. So our hands down by our side, palm up. We're going to squeeze our glutes and lift. As if in between 2 panes of glass, I'm squeezing my glutes forward, I'm squeezing my inner thighs, I'm wrapping my ribs, and I'm going to lower, squeezing my inner thighs the whole time, and lift. Again, like we discussed, at any time you're welcome to continue on with either of those 2 exercises. Otherwise, I'm going to tandem my feet. My top leg is going to be the top, but it's going to be the foot in front. My bottom leg, the toes are touching the heels, just like this, but on its side. I'm going to place my hands across my shins. I'm going to inhale, exhale, stand into my feet, squeeze into my inner thighs, and reach up and over. I'm lengthening this side and the top side, wrapping my ribs, and I'm going to squeeze my legs and lower everything to the mat at the same time. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. Press energy up and out of the pads of your fingers rather than the heel of your hand. So you're not getting too far into your wrist. And come back down. Good. We're just going to flip our legs to the other side. We're going to do this whole series over here. So I'm going to stack my legs for the 2 mermaids. Arms out to a T. Place my left hand down. Press into the mat, reaching up and over, so that I'm creating space on my side closest to the mat, even though it's the more compressed side. And come back up, reaching my right hand across my thighs, palms up, press into the top of your hand, and reach energy up and out. Reaching for the wall and the ceiling. I'm grounding through this hip. I'm reaching my energy here. Coming back up. I'm grounding through my left hand, but I'm reaching. Grounding through my hip and my hand, I'm sorry. Reaching up and across and reach. Now, coming back out, I'm going to place my hand a little bit in front of my body. Almost right underneath. My wrist is going to be right under my shoulder blade, maybe a little bit in front, but not any closer to my body. Place palm up on the front of my shins. Inhale, exhale. Squeeze my glutes, squeeze my inner thighs, and side bend. Wrapping my ribs, squeezing my glutes, squeeze my inner thighs, and lower down with control. And squeeze everything.
and reach. And lower and down. I don't know if you notice, it takes a lot of underarm lat work to lower down with control without letting your shoulder creep up to your ear. I'm going to tandem my feet. Again, my top foot is going to be in front with my heels and my toes touching each other. I'm going to place my palm on tops of my shins. Inhale, exhale, stand into my feet, squeeze everything up and reach over, grounding through my feet, shooting energy up out of my hands. I'm going to lower, squeezing my inner thighs, squeezing underneath my arm with control. One more, guys. And stand into my feet and reach, bringing my bicep up by my ear. And down, 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 down. Let's go ahead and come to a comfortable seated position. We're going to do one more breath. A big, nice big inhale. Exhale. Open your collarbone towards the ceiling. Don't flare your ribs. Thank you so much for joining me with this Finding Length class. I hope that you had a great time. If you have any questions, please let me know, and have a great day. Thank you so much, guys.